Welcome to my YouTube channel GoPro Kitchen. Today we're gonna cook my favorite dish. It's called Singapore noodles. And for Singapore noodles you will need the next ingredients: an onion, snap peas, shrimp, sesame oil, fish sauce, garlic, a red bell pepper, some carrot, some bean sprouts, Japanese soy sauce, regular vegetable oil, Kong Moon noodles. So that's basically a Mei Fun, but it's a specific one, Kong Moon. That's what you need to look for. Salt, sugar, some Boston butt. With that the roast red pork seasoning mix. Some Badia curry powder, and you can use a different curry powder if you like, or another kind. This has my preference, but I can understand if you would like to use another one. And some Chinese cooking wine. That's Shaoxing cooking wine. We're going to start with the first thing first, because that's going to take the longest time. That's the red roast pork, or char. Now if you're lucky enough to have a Chinese store in your area that sells it pre-made, you know, just take that shortcut. I could have done that, but I wanted to show you how to make this the long way. Then I like to cut this meat up a little bit. Let's see. I'm gonna make some carvings in it, so the marinade will go in really nicely. This is a little bit too thick to my liking. That's good. So we'll just cut that off. Make a couple of slits in it. Now we have this bowl here. I'll put the meat in. And this is way too much meat for this dish. I will list all the ingredients with the amount that you need below the video. But I'm sure I'm going to use another, you know, the rest of it another day, or sometimes it doesn't even make it that far because it tastes so good, you just snack on it and it's gone. So we're going to let this sit for 2 to 3 hours. Okay, we're going to prep the Kong Moon rice stick noodles. Package says either 3 minutes in boiling water or 30 minutes in cold water, and they say if you use it as a stir-fry noodle, then it's preferred to be soaked in cold water for 30 minutes. And I'll take this out of the package. Easier said than done. Okay. Always handy to have a knife available. Let's see how many ounces this is. That's 14 ounces, so we're going to use 2 of these out of the 3. But I really just want to use about 9 to 10 ounces for this dish. So we'll put one back. Hey Google, set a 30-minute timer.
30 minutes, starting now.
Good. The noodles have soaked for about 30 minutes. I'm gonna cut them in half so they become more manageable later on. And then drain them and set them aside. Yeah, they feel nice and soft and still firm. The pork has been marinating for 2 hours now, and it's going into the oven for 20 minutes at 400 degrees. Okay, here's an ingredient that I forgot to mention in the beginning. It's just egg, 3 eggs. I'm gonna make a little omelette. I'm gonna whisk them with a little bit of salt. Just a bit of salt. So here we are where the magic is gonna happen. Right at the stove. Turn on my vent. Some canola oil, but I'm first gonna measure the temperature. I want this wok to be, you know, at least 390 degrees before I put egg in it. Okay, we're about 400 degrees here, and I'm adding some oil. There we go. Swirl it out a little bit. Okay, the eggs go in. We're going to throw that in a smaller wok. There we go. We'll leave that for later. I got about 30 pieces here. I'm going to clean those. And just take your finger and pull. And I'll pull the other side. So you saw that I pulled on this side, on the long side, and then I turned and pulled on the short side. So this is what you want to get off. That's the hard stuff. Just repeat this, and sometimes nothing comes off. That's okay, and you know, then we have nothing to worry about. Okay, that took me a few minutes. So now we're going to cut it on the bias. You're going to cut it pretty fine, because the finer you cut stuff, the easier it is to incorporate later with the Kong Moon noodles. If you keep it all too big, then it becomes very difficult to mix it, to incorporate it. So we're just gonna cut this. Okay, that took me a couple of minutes to do. So now I'm gonna continue with the bell pepper. Just clean that up. Okay, so I removed the seed stems, cutting off the caps. Take that out. And then again, I'm gonna cut that fairly thin. Okay, finished that task. So now we're going on to the shrimp. Okay, this is about 6 ounces of shrimp. This shrimp is pre-cooked, but you can also just use raw shrimp. I actually prefer raw, but this is what I had in the freezer, so I just use that. Sometimes you have to be practical like that. I'll slice them right through the middle here, because that will make them look like there is more shrimp in the dish than there really is. So it's a little little cheat. Okay, finish that. So now I'm going to take the shrimp, better dry with a paper towel. There's a little bit of vein in there. There we go. That's another one that should have been deveined from the factory, but it wasn't, so we'll do that here. Now I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of canola oil or vegetable oil. And 1 teaspoon of fish sauce, if I can get this open. There. There we go. We're gonna let this sit in the refrigerator until we need it. Onto the onion. That's half an onion that I'm using. Just a regular plain yellow onion. You can use a white onion if you prefer. It really doesn't matter much. And then we're gonna slice that thin. Watch your fingers here. That's the tricky part. Take that out. That's about it for the onion. Okay, up to the carrot. We use I would say this is a medium-sized carrot for this. Just gonna clean it. Probably clean enough. And then I'm going to use a mandolin because I can julienne this, but by hand with a knife, but this is much easier. So okay, got that done without cutting my thumb. Have a little piece left over, that's fine. We're gonna put this on a little plate. And again, the key is to make it kind of small, so it's easy to incorporate into the noodles later on. We have here 4 cloves of garlic. I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of soy sauce, 2 teaspoons of Shaoxing rice wine. That's probably 2 teaspoons. And 4 teaspoons of the fish sauce. That's 4. And we add 4 teaspoons of curry powder. And a half a teaspoon of sugar and a half a teaspoon of white pepper. I'll mix this and set it aside. We're using about 8 ounces of the red roast pork. Slice that up in thin pieces. We're cutting up the scallions. So I think we're ready to start cooking. So I put everything in order because this dish goes really fast once you're ready to cook. So the shrimp, the red roast pork with the onions is next. Then the bell peppers with the snap peas or snow peas. Then the carrots, then some seasoning. Then this goes together with the eggs after it has been cooked. Then this goes into the wok together with the sauce mixture that we made. And then we put everything back together again. And as last we're gonna put the bean sprouts and the scallions in with a little bit of sesame oil. Okay, the wok is on temperature, so I'm gonna throw in some oil, about 2 tablespoons I would say. Swirl it around. And we're starting with the shrimp. About 30 seconds on that. And the wok is on high heat. And the onions and the pork are going in. About a minute. We'll do this. And we throw the peas and the bell peppers in. And the carrots. We're about 2 minutes in cooking, so you can imagine how quickly this goes. And we're gonna add the curry powder in. That's 2 teaspoons of curry powder. And again, this is from the brand Badia, but you can use different kinds of curry powder. It's all what you prefer. Just stir until the curry powder is well mixed in. We're at about almost 3 minutes now. We're going to throw this together with the egg. I'm going to give this a quick rinse. Yeah, we're getting there again with the temperature. Throw in some oil. Take the noodles. Let's still frying those. Now that mixture goes in. add in a little bit of water. All the vegetables and the egg are going back in. Add a little bit of salt. Work it all through really well. See how it's starting to come together now. A little taste. Just a little bit more salt. Last thing, scallions and bean sprouts. A splash of sesame oil. And it's ready. Look at that. Look at the color. Beautiful. The freshness. Now, this is where Italy meets China. Spaghetti scoop is very handy. Yeah, very good.